Deadpool comes out today, and I'm going to ask a bunch of questions before I go and see it that are related to the future of Deadpool. That's right, I want to question the things that some people I think are just not asking in regards to where Deadpool is headed with the type of character that he is. I guess the definitive question is can Deadpool be Deadpool in a non-Deadpool movie? I think it's a very plausible question to ask, considering what kind of a character he is, and what kind of films the X-Men movies are, the Fantastic Four movies, if they decide to even go down that route again, Fox, I mean. Anyway, first point, gore, violence, and sexual content, and all the other stuff that really makes Deadpool who he is, really. Now, if this film is a hardcore R rating here in Australia, then that would mean the age range is extremely restricted. Now, here in Australia, the rating system is extremely different in comparison to the States. In Australia here, we can have a movie that's M-rated with extreme gore and extreme coarse language and just tons of stuff that in America it would be in a hardcore R-rated film. Now, to give you some like comparison or whatever, The Matrix was rated M here in Australia. Fantastic Four from this year, last year, was also rated M. However, you have other movies like A Nightmare on Elm Street, the very first film, was rated R here in Australia, and very few films in the last few years have been given the R rating because it's essentially labeled as like the kiss of death, because, well, movies that are rated R here don't really get that much attention. A lot of people can't go and see it, especially if you're under the age of 18, because they really closely monitor that sort of stuff and make sure that younger audiences can't sneak in, or the people behind the counter can't just go, oh, I'll just let you in. Unlike movies that are rated MA, again, to give you some comparison, movies like Eraser, Kingsman: The Secret Service, that was also rated MA. I'll leave it at those examples, but you get my point though. The rating varies dramatically here in Australia, whereas in America you have PG-13 and then you have R-rated. There's not really much leeway to sort of go with. Now, keeping all those things in mind, can Deadpool, the character Deadpool, be slotted into a movie like X-Men while still being Deadpool, the Deadpool that we know from the movie that is coming out today? Can we still get the same vibe from him? Does it still feel authentic? Does it still feel like the actual Deadpool? Or does it feel like a version that's been like watered down so that younger audiences can deal with it? Now, there are some things that you can really sort of just push to the wayside and be like, we can just like, you know, take that out of the frame and we can put an unrated version in there for the actual fans. Do they just want to really try and make money from this, or do they really want to get serious and be like, hey, Deadpool is a fantastic character, they've got a huge fan base, if we can make more than one movie of Deadpool, or at least one movie with, more than one movie with Deadpool in it, and give it a hardcore R rating, like, that opens up new avenues for other superhero films like X-Men to be given a much harder rating because of not only the fans, but because of the money that those films will make. I guarantee you 100% if you had Deadpool in an X-Men movie that was rated R, you will actually have more people going to see that film, not just because Deadpool's in it, but because it was given a higher rating to be more faithful with the violence and, you know, whatever story, especially movies like Apocalypse. Like, it would be awesome if you had a hard R for a movie that stars an iconic character like Apocalypse. It's not entirely necessary, but it definitely adds something to the picture. Now, because I haven't seen the movie yet, I can't really speculate too much more, so I'm gonna wrap it up there. I know this was only short, but you can obviously see where my concerns lie with where Deadpool could go in the future. Are we only going to get one faithful Deadpool movie? Or are we going to get the chance to see more Deadpool outside of an actual dedicated Deadpool film? Like, we know we want to see a sequel to Deadpool. Whether or not we get one's a whole different story, because it took 10 years to try and get this one made. But if we can get Deadpool into another movie and still have him be as, like, hardcore with the violence and really over the top with his, you know, really offensive jokes. His character is going to offend people, and that's the point. The point is that he's aware that he is a character. He's aware that he is technically not real, and he's aware of the space that he is in. And that's what makes him that awesome character that's able to sort of play with his atmosphere, essentially. So I'm going to leave it at that, and I'll continue this discussion after I see the film, which I will be seeing either later on tonight or tomorrow. So, have you guys seen the movie? And if you have, what do you think about this particular topic of conversation that I'm hoping I can start? Because I want this to be something that people question. I want this to start something that make movie studios rethink superhero movies in the future, because as far as I know, Chris Stuckman gave this movie an A+, and that's extremely surprising. And this movie's been given such high praise that if it is as good as people say it is, why wouldn't they sort of, in a way, take advantage of that and be like, hey, even though this is a hard R film, why can't we take that character and put him into another film? Even if we had him like only in little bits and pieces here and there, and for that reason alone you'd have to sort of raise the bar of the rating a little bit higher. I'm going way more into this topic. Okay, I'm going to cut it off here, and yeah, leave your comments in the comment section down below. You know that this is a topic that could get off the ground, and you know that this is something that people are going to give a shit about if they ask the right questions in regards to the future of Deadpool. So, if you guys are new to the channel, please subscribe, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, please, so that other people can, you know, be informed of this particular question that I believe needs to be asked. But until I see the film, you will have my continued opinion. Sorry, my brain is mush right now. I'm so tired. I haven't slept. I've been like working countless hours last night working on new content for the channel. So if you guys will please bear with me on getting some new videos out next week, then you guys will be getting much better, more quality content. Anyway, I hope you guys are all having a mad day. Sorry I ranted a bit there at the end, but yeah, until next time, peace. Now everybody knows that when the PlayStation came out, later on down the track, the Nintendo 64 became a huge competitor.